Hey everyone, Adrian Morrison here, and right now I am on a live webinar with my wife, Casey, who handles literally all of our drop shipping fulfillment. And I had to basically call her in on this because I don't do it. I started out doing it, but I didn't do it for very long. So I have a team that takes care of a lot of this stuff for me, and I wanted you to see exactly how it's done without cutting any corners. So I asked her to get on a webinar and show me exactly how she goes through and purchases things if you're using the one by one drop shipping method. Okay. So Casey, will you just say hello?
Hello.
All
How's
right.
everybody?
So what we're going to do is I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions and we just go through like you're buying something. I mean, everybody at this point should have already seen the video of how we set up our drop shipping CSV files. So, at this point, you've gotten your orders exported from Shopify, and now you're going to AliExpress to your vendor to start placing the orders and actually purchase the products for your customer. And I want you to see step by step by step exactly what we do, because there's a couple of little things that we do that you need to know that aren't common knowledge. All right. So let's say that you're selling this necklace right here with the little blue, I don't know what that is, a turquoise crystal necklace with a blue pendant. And you've got 20 sales from 20 different customers, right? So you got to go in and you got to order the same product 20 times, okay? And each time have it shipped to the customer. It's really simple to do this, and eventually you're probably just going to get virtual assistants to do it anyways. That's what we do. And then Casey just kind of oversees it and manages it and makes sure everything is, all orders are placed every day. So Casey, right now you're on AliExpress. You're on a store that's selling an item that we can say we're using as an example. What do you do like to start? What's the very first thing that you do? Because this has a lot of different variants. I can see different colors and whatnot. Obviously, the CSV file, the Shopify order will tell you which one they ordered. Will you just walk us through exactly how you place this order and um, show us how it's all done?
Yeah, so at first, if you have different variants, you'll need to come and if they've got them all listed here, select whichever one it is that they've purchased. Make sure the red box is around the variant that you're trying to order at the time. And then you'll come down to where it says shipping. Now, here there'll be a drop-down arrow, and it'll give you different choices. Obviously, we don't use anything that is over China Post or an e-packet shipping. You can use either. You'll make sure that the quantity is selected, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. You can move it here. And then you'll click Buy Now. Now it's going to take you to the actual sales page here where you're going to put in the shipping information. It's going to give you all the details of the order. You'll have to click Edit. This will usually always have the last address in it that you previously purchased an order for. So make sure that you always come here to edit this. If you do not change it, then it's going to ship to the person that you previously made the order for.
So
So
right
you're going to put
here
in,
is basically where they put the actual customer's information
correct.
that we get from the
That's
inside of
exactly
Shopify.
on
Because
this,
in Shopify,
yeah,
when
through
they place an
Shopify.
order, they give you your shipping address. So all you're doing is taking that information from your spreadsheet or from Shopify and copying and pasting it right here. So AliExpress knows where to ship the product to, correct?
Yeah, you're just going to take, just like you said, simple copy and paste from the CSV file. It's going to give you their first, last name, their country, their street address, city, state, zip, and then telephone number. So you'll put in all of their information exact listed here, and then you're going to click Save and Ship to this
All
address.
right, what if they don't have a telephone number? What if the customer, because I know a lot of our customers do not put in their telephone number. So I know some people may get here and say, oh my gosh, I don't have a telephone number. Is it necessary?
No,
Must
you
you
don't
have a
have to
telephone
put
number in there?
No, you do not have to put a telephone number in there. A lot of times, if the customer does put it on there, we say it's a good idea because they'll put it on the actual postal stamp. So if the postal services arrives at their house and they're not home, they can use that number to call them. But you do not have to put in a telephone number here.
Okay, great. So you've put in all this information, then what?
Then you click Save and Ship to this address. You'll see the check marks will come up. It'll say it's changed the shipping destination, and the shipping cost will change accordingly. Then you'll come down and you'll see where it says Review and Confirm your order. Now, one step you do not want to miss is where it says leave a message for the seller. What we like to do is to come in this box and we type something like, you can make up anything you want, but we type, please do not include any invoice with price or any advertisements in the package. And you can we usually put like little stars, or you can do anything you want to obviously get their attention, but this will make sure that when it's shipped to the customer, it doesn't have anybody's store information in it that you purchased from AliExpress.
Right, and the reason that you want to make sure that you do that is because you don't really want your customers realizing that all you're doing is arbitraging to AliExpress. Like chances are they don't even know AliExpress exists, and you know these vendors, unless you tell them not to, will put in a receipt. And think about this. When you buy a gift for somebody for Christmas and you send it to them, it's tacky to leave the receipt in there where it shows how much it cost. A lot of people choose this option on like Amazon that says gift, where they don't include the receipt and the price of the product. Well, AliExpress doesn't have that. But if you come in here and you put in don't include the invoice, people won't see how much it costs because you don't want them to see that you paid $1.25 for it and they just paid $10.97 or $9.95. So that's important. And the next thing is you don't want them to put their advertisement sheets in there because a lot of them will send like a little catalog to their customers. You don't want them to send that catalog to your customers because you want the customer to come back to you. You don't want them to go straight to AliExpress, right? So this is mega important. Make sure you put the stars by it. And so far, Casey, correct me if I'm wrong, but we haven't had any issues whatsoever with this. As long as we put that note in there, they always comply, correct?
Correct. We haven't had one issue with it at all.
All right. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking right now, oh, wait a second, she's got China Post in there. Adrian, you told us to use ePacket. Well, this is just an example, okay? Now, in some cases, we're forced to use China Post if we're shipping to a different country that doesn't have ePacket, or the product is so unique nobody else has it, and China Post is the only way. China Post isn't bad; it just takes much longer than ePacket, right? So keep in mind. And Casey, I know this is off the cuff, but I was going over this in a video I was filming for everybody last night. And in all transparency and honesty, I don't fricking know the answer to it because I don't do it. You do it. So if people are shipping to different countries other than the US, like Australia, Canada, Sweden, we're in over like 15 different countries that we sell stuff to. Is China Post the way to go, or is there a different option?
Basically, ePacket is only allowed for shipping through the U.S. If you're going to go outside of the U.S. and ship to any other countries, you're either going to get the choice for China Post, it just says China Post Mail, or you're going to get what it shows here, which is China Post Registered Airmail. When it says Registered Airmail, basically the difference in them is one gives you a tracking number and one doesn't. I always recommend, if you're going to be shipping no matter what country it is, to always have that tracking number. So it's going to usually cost you $1 or $2 extra to get it, but you always want to ship China Post registered if you're going to go outside of the U.S.
So just to be clear, China Post registered does include a tracking number.
Correct.
All right, cool. Yeah, and that's important, everybody. because if a customer, since it does take a long time for the item through China Post to get delivered, you might have a customer email you and say, hey, where's my package? Well, you can provide them with a tracking number at that point by just logging it back into AliExpress, and you can go back to this order and get your tracking number. And then they're happy because they know you really sent the product. And so it's well worth the extra dollar to get that tracking number, because it's going to save you on people that might accuse you of not really sending the item, because that will happen if you don't send them a tracking number. So, all right, thank you, Casey. You put that in there, you hit China Post, registered mail, then what?
Then you'll just scroll down and you'll place your order. It's kind of just as simple as 3. Place your order. It's going to tell you, okay, please enter your payment method. That for you is going to be whatever card you have on file with AliExpress to pay. And then you'll click Pay Now. Now, after you click Pay Now, I'll take you to a section that'll kind of be the area you can go back to, which we see is called, it says Go to Order List. Every time that you place an order, you want to go back to your order list, and it's going to let you know if it went through.
So just to be clear, when you hit Pay Now, that's it. Like, it's done.
It's done.
The order's been placed, and the vendor is now going to ship it out to the customer. You don't have to worry about it anymore, pretty much.
That's correct. And this is the page it'll take you to. I had to refresh it for the necklace to pop up. It was probably still, processing the transaction. But you'll see under your orders where I clicked Go to the order list, you'll see it here, and you'll see payment being verified. That's how you know that you actually completed your order.
All right, well, what does it mean, payment being verified, and when does it actually, I could see some people getting here and be like, wait a second, why didn't my payment work? What does it mean being verified?
They do that on all orders. It takes usually 24 to 48 hours. They call this a processing period, to where it has the order status column will change from payment being verified to saying processed. Once it says processed, then all you're doing is waiting for the company to give you a tracking number, because they're in the process of packaging and shipping it out.
Okay. And once the item is actually shipped out, how do you retrieve the tracking number? And just before you do anything, guys, I don't openly always send everybody their tracking number. I don't just go into Shopify and just send people their tracking numbers. I only give it to people if they request it. If we get an email to support saying, hey, can I get a tracking number? Then we'll give them a tracking number. But we don't waste all of our time going in there and giving everybody tracking numbers. Just not something we do. And trust me, we've processed over $1.5 million worth of products this way. It's all good. So don't worry about that. If there was going to be a problem, I promise you, we would have had the problem. But we haven't, and this is the way we do it, and it's simple and it's more efficient. So Casey, where do you retrieve the tracking number and everything for this item?
Okay, so you're on the order list. When you're here, you can come to the order list, obviously, anytime you log into your AliExpress account. You'll see the details here, but to go further to actually view the tracking, you're going to have to come up to where it says Order ID, and it shows you the Order ID number here, and then it says View Details. You'll have to click View Details, and it's going to pull up all of the information for that specific order. Now, when you scroll down, you'll see it's got, just your order, your price, how you shipped it, etc. The box has not appeared yet because we're still in the processing phase, but a box above where it says you're shipping China registered airmail, it'll say shipped, it'll have your China Post tracking number, and in the far right side of the page, it's actually going to have a link that you can click, and you can track that tracking number at any time.
Awesome. All right. And what happens if a customer wants to refund? So like you came in here to AliExpress, you purchased an item, but then you get an email from your customer saying, I demand a refund. This doesn't happen often. We don't even offer refunds on our free plus shipping products, but just say that they do. Is there a way now to get out of this order if need be, if there's a refund, or is it just done?
No, you do have a 24-hour. You'll see the up here, the clock's actually ticking for your payment to be processed. Within this 24-hour period, you can cancel any orders, and basically the charge is never even processed. Now, if it's after the 24-hour period, there still is a cancel button, but after the item is shipped, you can no longer cancel.
Okay, so if it's already shipped, it's a done deal. And to
Right.
confirm, most of the vendors we work with, if it ships like broken, if it's defective or something, they will usually come in here and reship the item for us. Yeah.
Correct.
And AliExpress has a feedback system which everybody watching this video should have already seen the training I did on that. So I mean they take this very seriously. So they do not want negative feedback. So this is a very safe, secure way to do business, and it's just been an absolute pleasure for us. The next thing is, if you're having a virtual assistant come in here and make a purchase for you, like do this, because I mean, we don't do this all day. We have our virtual assistants come in. If it is a product that we have to come in here and do it this way one by one, we have virtual assistants come in and do it. Is your credit card information or anything at risk? Like if you have a virtual assistant placing these orders, or is that all protected?
Yes, when you set up your AliExpress account, it's going to take you through their system called AliPay, where you put in your credit card information and your billing information, etc. And all of that all of those different things are protected under an actual login. That login is something only you would know. And so when you go to check out, like we just did, you'll see that the only thing that the person checking out can see is the last four digits of the card number, and they cannot go into the account and figure out any kind of billing information, address information, credit card information within AliExpress. They would actually have to log personally into the AliPay account, which only the creator of the account has the information
Right.
to.
So if you give your virtual assistants the password to your AliExpress account, they have
Right.
free reins to go make purchases for you, but they would need an additional separate password. There's an additional layer of security to log into Alipay, which is where your payment information is, in order to see any credit card details. So that can be a completely separate password. All they can see is the last four digits and come in here and make payments for you. And if a virtual assistant went crazy and started trying to buy stuff for themselves, you could obviously easily log in and see those orders and cancel them. I've never heard of that happening to anyone before, and you're completely safe doing this. I mean, just don't hire somebody somebody that you don't trust to come in here and do this. But if you go to a reputable virtual assistant company, which we'll be talking about, where I get my virtual assistants, you have the ability to vet them, look at their resumes, all should be good. But even if an order was placed that you didn't want, you can come in here and easily cancel it. And your credit card information is completely safe. This is the easiest way to start out with your store. So you could go to anything, anywhere on AliExpress and instantly find any item and start selling it within 5 minutes on your Shopify store. And then come in and use this process right here and go down the line of orders on your Shopify spreadsheet and just start knocking them out one by one by one. And if you're a low volume seller and you're doing like 20 orders a day, Casey, how long do you think, if you were putting through 20 different orders here for different products, how long do you think it would take you to do all 20 orders?
Probably about 20 minutes. It's really quick. So I would just say like a minute in order just to put in the information because it's just copy and paste from the CSV file that Shopify already gives you. So you don't really have any like hard, you know, labor as far as like trying to put in different names and typing everything in if you're not a good typer or anything like that because it's just copy and paste.
Right. Okay, cool. So it takes you a minute, which means it'll take a newbie 2 or 3 minutes per order till they get, um, well versed in it. So perfect. So this is a really simple process. Anybody can get started with this immediately. You have everything on AliExpress at your fingertips, and you can tap into them instantly. Now, after you've done this for a little while and you've sold a lot of stuff, then you can come back to this vendor and say, look, I've ordered hundreds of items from you. Uh, I don't want to do it one by one anymore. It's getting to be out of hand. We're selling too much. So can you do bulk shipping for us where you just send us a CSV file? I'm sorry, we send you a CSV file of all of the orders. Instead of putting them in one by one, we send you the file and then you pay us instantly. I mean, we pay you instantly and you ship it out. And generally, after you've shown them that you're giving them business, they're not going to want to lose that business, right? So that's a really great time to say, hey, let's start doing bulk drop shipping because we're doing too much volume. And if you don't give it to us, then we'll go to somebody else that will. And generally, they'll say yes in that case. So this is how you do it one by one by one. You just simply go to AliExpress, you click on the item that you want to purchase. You select the color, variant, or style of the item that the customer ordered. You choose your shipping. You hit buy it now or add to cart. Put in the customer's information, which you already have because they gave it to you when they purchased the product. Remember, you've already been paid. You've already got the customer's money. You're not using your money. You're using the customer's money. You come in here, do what Casey just did, place the order, tell them don't put in an invoice, receipt, or any promotional materials. Boom, and you're done. And you can always come back to AliExpress and look at all of your previous orders, and you'll be able to see every customer's order that you have placed and the tracking number and if it's completed or not. So this is a very simple way to get started. You should have no issues now. You just saw exactly how we do it. We just sent this person, whomever they are, a free turquoise necklace. So I hope they enjoy that. And we did it because we wanted you guys to see exactly how it was done. We didn't want to just show you bullet points. We want you to see how it's done. So go back, watch this video again. Maybe watch it 2 or 3 times. And make sure that you got this process down, take notes, and eventually you can hire a virtual assistant to do it. If you've got children, if you've got, a brother or sister, whatever, that want some extra money, you can kind of pay them to do it, or you could just go in and do it yourself. But me personally, I believe that your brain power is going to be much more valuable, focused on finding more products to market and writing ads for them. This is a simple process that can very easily and securely be delegated to somebody else while you focus on bigger and better things. All right, Casey, thanks so much for coming on this video and this webinar and showing us how you do all of this. We really appreciate it. I'm sure that everybody will see more of you in the future because you are such a big piece of the puzzle to my business. I'll probably bring you on some of our live webinars. But thanks for coming in and showing us how this is done. Everybody, I hope you learned a lot from this video. Go ahead to the next video and we're going to show you how we do bulk CSV drop shipping. All right, so we're going to show you how to do it the big way and the more efficient way when you start doing volume. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next video.